Miriam the Prophetess by Lorelei Kay. This is the first recorded song in the Bible called Miriam's Song or the Song of the Sea of 7 prophetesses in Jewish tradition. Miriam the Prophetess, daughter of Jochebed, took timbrels in her hand, and all the women went out with her and danced upon the sand. Miriam the Prophetess said, "Sing ye to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously, the Lord and triumph of the throne of his feet." Miriam the prophetess, big sister of the Moses child, hid him by the river's brink till Pharaoh's daughter rescued him, made sure he didn't sink. Miriam the prophetess, sing ye to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously, the Lord and the rider has thrown the sea. Miriam the prophetess, a shining star of history, saw Pharaoh's chariots bearing down. God cleared a path through churning sea, and they walked across dry ground. Miriam the prophetess said, "Sing to the Lord, for he has placed the Lord and the rider has thrown the sea." Miriam, first prophetess of prophetesses, 6 more, with her wisdom and her grace, inspired Israel's ancient tribe who sought their holy place. Miriam saw and said, "Sing ye to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously, the Lord and the rider has thrown the sea." Miriam the prophetess, daughter of Jochebed, took timbrels in her hand, and all the women went out with her and danced upon the sand. Thank you.
Dorcas, Thanks Loads by Anita I. Holmes. Dorcas, kind helper, best known for countless good deeds. Friends mourned her passing. Her body prepared widows, inconsolable, never said thank you. Leaders fetched Peter. Please come, pray, we miss her so. Showed him clothes she'd made. Peter shooed them out, knelt, prayed, told her to get up. She opened her eyes. He helped her to stand. Great news spread throughout Joppa. Many then believed. Such disappointment. She'd had a date with Jesus. Healed, she stood him up. For the prayers, thanks loads. Don't pray me back here again. Heaven is divine. Thank you.
Anna the Prophetess by Robert Keith Young. I'm Lorelei Kay reading for him. This is an Abacadarian, which means the first line of the poem follows the alphabet. So see if you can pick out the alphabet as we go through. Anna the Prophetess, daughter of Phanuel, tribe of Asher, became the only woman to foretell the coming of the Messiah, catching hold of a message from God. Anna discerned through multiple years of fasting and praying that yes, indeed, everyone who had lived through the Old Testament times deserved freedom from previously held bonds and beliefs. Giving heed to the sense of sanctuary in the temple allowed Anna to graciously examine healing as a unifying source, instead of letting present-day citizenry decide who should be judged and how justice will prevail. Anna's knowledge as a truthsayer relayed a personal revelation from God, letting lovers and lepers know that yearning to live memorable lives need not be fraught with discord from naysayers who would condemn any perceived Messiah. Opportunity is tantamount to Anna's desire to prophesy and preach God's message, intercepting skeptics' querulous comments. Responsibly, Anna welcomed God's gift of his child, forwarding redemption to all. Speaker between God and community, Anna is a testament to faith, grateful to be present at the unveiling of the Messiah. Venerated in the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches as Saint, warrants recognition for Anna's willingness to sacrifice her widowhood years. X-raying Anna's life reveals the depth of her commitment, devotion, and perseverance. Yet, even now, the yield of her efforts is magnified with renaissance for zeal, and trust brought Anna the prophetess to zenith, the highest point on her celestial path. Thank you.
June Langer, Sisera's mother. What keeps my son so long from home? 'Tis not his wont so long to roam. He promised me some spoils to bring, a necklace, tapestry, or ring. Perhaps a maiden caught his eye. Perhaps his chariot went awry. I wonder what has been his fate to keep my son from me so late. His iron chariots are strong. Surely now he won't be long. Hark, a messenger comes near. No doubt the spoils will with him appear. Sisera did not arrive. Jael left him not alive. A tent stake driven through his head left no doubt that he was dead. Israelites did the battle win. Sisera's mother's fate was dim. No spoils had she, no joy had she. Sisera's head was with the enemy.
I'm Mike Apodaca, reading my poem, Jael. Clunk, metal on metal, a hammer in one hand, heavy, a long tin spike in the other, straight and true. Only one strike. She wondered. A leader of thousands, a commander of 900 chariots, the right hand of the greatest king, the hope of a nation, lie pinned to the floor, dead. Jael set the hammer aside and waited. Thank you.
I'm Judith Pfeffer. I will read my poem, Hagar the Egyptian. Forced to serve, I did more than most bondmaids, obeyed my mistress, lay with my master, only to be cast aside with my boy, and set him apart not to see him die. But he who made the universe told me, that Lord who rules us all has promised me, my son will found a people great as yours. His line will be more numerous than yours. They say God's mills grind slowly, but so fine. So let the centuries to come yet show what then will be the end of all these things, long after we are dust in desert sand. Thank you. I'm Judith Pfeffer reading the poem The Other Noah by Rusty LaGrange. There's another Noah who stood with her sisters defying the rules of the tribe. She alone made her case that a fair God would be justified in letting her sisters retain their meager assets. She stood strong against the old laws. Their house of Zelophehad had no sons, no name to pass forward, no possessions to claim, except for 5 daughters. When the 40 years swept away like sand in an hourglass, they would have nothing. If their father died, they would still have nothing. Soon their father died, and 4 daughters wept. Ready to fight for her sister's rights, Noah, a female without status, wished for a future. Noah stepped into the tent of meeting. She alone faced the chieftains, the priests, then the whole assembly. She said, if their God was just and saw meaning in the sacrifices they made, it seemed that 5 daughters could be granted inheritance. Moses petitioned that if it was so, that God would surely say so. The word came that the daughters could keep their property. 5 daughters could beget more sons. But the youngest men argued. 5 wives could take their property away when they left to marry in another tribe. If 5 Manasseh daughters became 5 wives, never to leave the tribe of Manasseh, their wealth would sustain them all. Again, Moses petitioned that if it were so, God would surely say so. Soon Moses returned and told them, God said to marry within the tribe. Each daughter married 5 sons of 5 uncles. Once they reached the promised land, Noah reminded their devoted tribe that God had commanded Moses to grant each of her sisters a portion among their kinsmen. With rightful inheritance, each daughter received a tribal portion, and Noah nodded. Thank you.
I'm J.P. Garner. My poem is Where Poetry Came From. What of the first man that he commands our respect? Was not Eve more bold? Or just curious enough to seek out wisdom and fulfill her role? To defy a god and gain the power to think, and but lose the garden? Was it worth his wrath to know right from wrong? To think, then seek his pardon? I, for one, say yes. In one bite of the apple, we were free to reason. What did God expect? Did he not have foreknowledge and know her treason? Better to think free of nuance and instruction with hearts full of cheer. To love the one God by choice than threat of death, devoid of any fear. To know good and evil, to awaken joy and pain, deepens our insight. From that soulful depth, the urge to be heard arises, and we sing and write perfect metaphors and dazzling similes, nimble artistry. Bless you, Mother Eve. Your brave act of defiance gave us poetry. Oh, thank you.
I'm Mary Thompson, reading for J.P. Newcomer. Mary Magdalene. They said, "You're a tramp, you're a vamp, you're a sower of sorrow." She said, "I'm in bloom, far from doom, I'm in search of tomorrow." They said, "You're a harlot, pure scarlet, no redemption in sight." She said, "You're all bias, not pious, there's no virtue in might." They said, "By our hand you are banned, evil woman, you're damned." He said, "She is mine, she shall shine in a beacon divine." Thank you.
I'm reading a poem by Bob Isdell called Delilah's Regrets. Second thoughts cause my brain to be bulging. Haircutting misgivings I'm divulging. With a no to my bribers, those Philistine connivers, Samson I could still be indulging. Thank you.
I'm Mary Langer Thompson. Just kidding. "You did laugh," said the Lord to Sarah after she denied it. Had she argued, she might have said, "What? I can't giggle because I'll be in my late 90s, full of arthritis, afraid of falling, let alone pushing a kid through my lame loins. I can't titter because you're reminding me I gave Abraham, my sister handmaiden, and you know how that turned out. I can't snicker because the baby will have more energy than Abe and me put together. We'll all be losing our teeth and wetting the bed at the same time and never get a full night's sleep until death." "You did laugh," said the Lord. Thank you. Yes, this book came out of the Poetsmiths of the Mojave High Desert. We started 10 years ago as a critique group through the High Desert California Writers Club. And one day, about 7 years ago, I brought a poem from my minister, Mike Coffey at Just Ranch Community Church, from a sermon, the Just Kidding poem that I read. And pretty soon, members of the Poemsmiths started bringing poems about women of the Bible. And one, the other Noah that was read today by Judith Pfeffer, said, "I don't want to have anything to do with this project." And we said, "That's fine." And then she heard a discovery program on television and came and said, "Did you know there was another Noah? And she was a woman?" And I wrote a poem about her. And it went from there. We had 19 poems. Someone suggested we do a chapbook. and I had someone who was going to put it all together for us, but we decided to do a call out. And so we got 150 poems. The Poemsmiths took 3 days of judging, 3 full days at my home of judging, and we whittled it down to the poems in the book. And if you read the bios, they are extraordinary. There are medical doctors, there are scientists, there are retired people. We had an 11-year-old, and my mother was 90 something at the time. And so I started looking for a publisher and found one, and that fell through. And then one day I just Googled and found somebody who would put it together for us, New Century Publishing. And then I lost sleep because I thought the picture we had voted on might not be in the public domain. So I tracked down another artist, and she said, yes, I don't know why that picture was attributed to me, but I happen to be an artist, and I have a picture of Miriam that I painted. So Julie Wall gave me the rights to the cover, and it just kind of all came together after 7 years. And it's a labor of love from the Poemsmiths of Mojave High Desert. I am so proud of them and proud of the readers that were here today. And we just want to get, we are of all faiths. So we just want to get people interested and curious. And we find that they really are about women of the Bible. And we have given them voice. And I am amazed at how many people are interested in that. So that's the story. And I thank all the readers here today. They're fabulous. They're my team, my book launch team. And we have some more book launches planned. The book is available on Amazon and Kindle, and we're trying to get wider distribution for it. We also want to thank Armando Sanchez and his production company that is making this video of us today. We deeply appreciate it and your appreciation of our book. Thank you.